All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto my apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and safety to all the Saseakim that's out here pushing this word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom. And shalom to all the new listeners that's tuning in as well. So I want to do this, I guess, a lesson dealing with measuring the times, Babylon the Great, and, I guess somewhat of a, I guess as humble as possible exhortation to whether you're a listener or you're a teacher and you're and you're pushing this word out, and you may live in other places outside of Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay. And like I said, this is just a reminder about diligently. Matter of fact, let's just get a scripture. Let's just go ahead and start with these scriptures. All right. This is bear with me 1 second. Second Ezra 9:1, and it says, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very time. All right, that it is the very same. Salaki, my recorder keeps cutting off. Yeah, Salaki, this Satan, man. Every time I try to read from the app, it stops my recorder. But I'm going to try to read from here, and Lord willing, it'll stop. But this is 2 Ezra 9, and I'm going to read verse 2 again. And it says, and then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people. Now, like I said, this is not to diminish any man's work, all right? Because it's in the spirit that there are men in the four corners of the earth pushing the word, okay? But the kicker is this, is that Babylon the Great is the focal point, okay? You're not just judging the times according to whatever country you may live in Central and South America, the islands, all right, in Africa, in Europe, Australia, Asia, all right. You're judging, of course, with these things when you see uproars of the people and earthquakes, all right. But you got to understand what is the focal point? What is the setting? Where is the main setting at? And the main setting is Babylon the Great, which is America. All right. And this is the place where you got to keep your eye on and watch and measure the times diligently. All right. As a whole. All right. Because, see, the reason why, in the spirit of this, sometimes us here in America, whether you in the 50 states or whatever the case may be, you can lose sight of Jake or Israelites or men that are out there in other parts of the world. And then as vice versa, men that are in the work, they're pushing and prophesying, they got to understand that their perspective is going to be different looking here. But we all have to be focused on the main goal, and that's to prophesy against Babylon the Great. Okay, I'm going to read this and we're going to keep going. All right. And it says, therefore, there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. So these things are happening around the world as an appetizer. About 10 plus years ago, I remember when the apostles had first came on YouTube. Greek was kept, Greece, I should say, Greece, the Greeks over there, so-called Greeks over there in Greece, were catching straight hell, And I remember the apostles and elders back then saying, oh yeah, those austere measures that are happening over there are going to come here to America. Everything that's happening around the world is the appetizer and to the main course, which is Babylon the Great. So just because, I'm going to say this, just because You may live somewhere in the world and you're catching hell in where you're at. That doesn't mean that we're at the end. And the same applies here in America. Just because it's all out rough and tough and hell-like where you are in Babylon the Great, that doesn't mean that it's going to happen any faster or anything just because it's tough for you. There are specific prophecies that must come to pass. And the main prophecy is the MOB, all right, that Revelation 13. That is a heavy prophecy that must come to pass, all right? And it says, and now that's going to try the world. But the emphasis in the world here is Babylon the Great. This is where the great destruction is going to happen. This is where the great deliverance is going to happen. Matter of fact, let's go from there to Zechariah, I want to say 13. All right. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, key word there, land, it's not plural. All right. The third part, it's like you. In all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third part shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. All right, and this is speaking on Babylon the Great. That land is Babylon the Great. Again, the spotlight, the main event, is the focus is Babylon the Great. That's why there's so much controversy behind where is Babylon? What is this? That place you talking about in Iran? No, it's here. All right. Now, let's get a few more scriptures. All right, bear me. All right, this is Amos 5 and 16. All right. Matter of fact, Amos 5 and 15. And it says, matter of fact, I'm going to go up and read it 14 and read down real fast. It says, seek good and not evil, that ye may live, saith the Lord. So the Lord, the power of hosts, shall be with you, as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gates. It may be that the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Therefore the Lord, the God, or the power of hosts, the Lord shall saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas. They shall call the husbandman to mourn, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wail. Okay. Now this is again, now we're going to go from there to the next place that says, alas, alas. Okay. All right. Now this is Revelation 18 and 10. And it says, standing afar for the fear of torment, saying, alas, alas. Now who's going to say this? Who's going to be saying, alas, alas? That great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right. That's going to be the nations surrounding America. All right. The arrows are focused on hitting here. All right. This is the main event. All right. If you're, for brothers that are outside, and I'm just in the spirit, like I say, this isn't necessarily I was, again, to put a stance to this, I was speaking to a brother somewhere, and we were just talking about different things. And I just said, you know what? I just want to put a focus on this in the spirit, Lord willingly, is edifying, to remember that just wherever you live at, if you live outside of America, you live in Canada, you live in Central America, South America, the islands, Africa, Eastern Europe, wherever you live at on the four corners of the earth, outside of Babylon the Great, you're prophesying about the downfall of Babylon. You're not You're not prophesying about the downfall of Tasmania, or the downfall of wherever. Remember, our forefathers were prophesying about specific places. That's why, again, modern day Nivea is America. Modern day Babylon is America. All right, that bloody city is America. You see you get what I'm saying? So don't jump don't jump ahead of yourself, and because you think that you're in Jacob's trouble where you are, and that just gives you a right to now add women onto you and go after your earthly lust and just say, shit, fuck it, we almost out of here, man. Because it's a different battle. We here in the States, we have to fight a different battle as well. We're in the belly of the beast. No different than the teachers and the soldiers of the Lord that are outside of America have the different battle that is just as important. But the focus for all of us is to prophesy against Babylon the Great. That's the focus. This is the measuring stick. See, we here, we're in like if you had a thermometer, right, and you have the little liquid that's inside that tells you the temperature. Well, us men that are fighting, starting with the apostles and elders here in Babylon, we're in the thermometer. We're literally in the thermometer. And brothers that are outside of Babylon, y'all are able to read the thermometer. Seek the temperature of the thermometer. See how close America is to going to war. See how close America is to doing this. See how close somebody else is doing this to America. Remember, Babylon the Great is the focus point. Okay? Let me open up my sword again. All right. Now let's go from there. And we're going to go to, I'm going to go to Isaiah 14. No, Isaiah 13. All right. Isaiah 13 and I'm going to start at the top, but I'm going to jump down. It's Isaiah 13 and 1. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did say. And the scriptures give us the focal points on where to focus at. Some chapters are speaking about Babylon. Some chapters are speaking about Esau. Some chapters are speaking about ancient Rome. Some chapters are speaking about the Russians, the Medes and Persians. I mean, the modern day Medes. All right, which is the Russians. All right. What else? Some prophecies are about Ammon and Moab. You understand? So we have to understand and focus these things out to where it's supposed to properly be. Our focus is at. And the focus of all the prophets is to prophesy right now the downfall of Babylon, man. All right. So it says the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. Now we're going to skip down. I'm not going to read this for time's sake. And it says, this is verse 17. And it says, behold, this is Isaiah 13 and 17. It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Who's the them? All right. This is speaking of the modern day Medes, which are the so-called Russians. All right. They live in the land of the Medes. OK. And stir them up against who? Babylon. Who is Babylon? Who is modern day Babylon? It's America. OK. So the Russians are going to be stirred up against the Babylonians, which are the Americans. OK. And which shall not regard silver as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young ones to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellence shall be as when Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And it shall never be inhabited. Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabians pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their folds there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there. So this place is going to become the biggest desert on the planet Earth. When you're prophesying against America, no matter where you at. And that has to be the focus. That has to be the focus. All right. This is the measuring stick. This is the temperature. Like I said, we measure the temperature by being in the thermometer. We are the liquid in the thermometer. For brothers that are outside of this place, you're able to view the thermometer and see, because that judgment is going to come here. Like I say, there's going to be great judgments and trials and tribulations around the world. Don't get me started. All right. Some places are already catching hell, and some places are going to catch more hell. But understand that it's about the judgment and destruction that's going to come here. That judgment in 1 hour is going to be the main part of that is going to be here. OK, so I pray that this lesson is edifying. I just wanted to speak a few words on that. Lord willing, it was edifying. And until next time, shalom.